Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Nioh. We are wasting no time today, and we're moving on to the next region of the game, which is going to be the Tokai region.
Mototada殿は我らにケリーメから家康様をお守りするよう命じられた。殿のおられる駿河へはわしら忍びだけが知る早道がある。我が父祖の地である伊賀を越えて参ろう。ウィリアムよ、ケリーを追わねばならぬはお主とて同じ。共に家康様のもとへ急ごうぞ。
Of the major regions of the game, Tokai is the third to last. And we're going to be starting up the main mission, the Iga Escape. Iga Province was the domain of ninja clans until Nobunaga invaded it in 1578 in his campaign to unite all of Japan. The ninja clans resisted fiercely, eventually requiring an infuriated Nobunaga to marshal an enormous army for a final push 2 years later. The campaign was utterly ruthless. Nobunaga's men slaughtered as many civilians as they did ninja, burning villages, temples, and shrines as they went. Survivors described the experience akin to peering into the depths of hell. And let's start off by assigning a new skill for the spear. Many of the weapon skills use overlapping commands like triangle at the end of a combo or holding L1 and square. So you could swap out what the commands do on the fly. You can even get a little preview of what the moves do before you buy them and before you assign them, which is nice. Let's start off in low stance and show something we haven't seen before, which is the monkey flip and the monkey flip's follow-up, where you just come straight down. Oh, that's so good. That is one of my favorite spear moves. If not my favorite. Yeah, I think that's the best one. I mean, not the strongest. That's Spearfall, but goddamn, monkey flip's fun. Next, we'll head into mid stance to show another move off after we're done dealing with the archer. Can't really run up to him because you will trigger a few other ninja ambushes. You also always have to watch for the breakaway walls because there's usually some sort of ninja ambush. That one died way too quick for me to get my move off. So we are going to aggro him, and we'll play around with him. That twirl combo ender that also functions as a slightly lower stamina break kick. It's still so cool to see William plant his spear into the ground and twirl and kick off of it. The spear's got all sorts of fun extensions in its moveset. Watch the pressure plate down here. You might think that it's in a weird position, and you can also drop from the second floor to get onto that rock, which I probably will not, and suddenly Hanzo shows up to give you a hint. So here, you want to look for the etchings on the floor, or the scuffs, because they will indicate to you places in the mansion where the wall will rotate. And he shows up there out of the blue to give you a hint, because if you've gone through the bottom floor of the house a few times, you'll notice that it's a complete dead end down there until you open up that wall. And I think we're going to swap Piercing Rain for Spearfall again. My only complaint about it is that going into the million stabs animation, I like the attack itself, but going into it, the transition is very rigid, so it doesn't flow well. That, the other thing about it is, I wish it could be assigned to medium stance as well as high. It's high exclusive right now. I just wish you could put it on medium so I could keep Spearfall as my high stance combo ender and Piercing Rain as the medium stance combo ender. The reason that we came around this side of the balcony which put us in front of the Amrita Fiend instead of going around the back, is because you see that the floor here is a different shade. That's because it will drop you onto the pressure plate on the floor below that we saw. Dropping onto that pressure plate will get you shot in the back with fire arrows. This part of the floor we can, however, fall through, because it gives us a Kodama. And I really like this stage a lot. This is a fun level. This is a fun one. It's a little bit tough, though. It's tougher than most levels leading up to this point. Not only can it be tricky to navigate, as we've already gotten a taste of, there are a lot more of those rotating walls. But there are also just, like this! Oh, look at him hanging out up there. There are a lot of ninja ambushes, which can be quite dangerous. They're fast, they are set up behind a lot of breakable walls. And if you get more than one ninja on you at once, that's not a good situation for you. And then on top of that, the Amrita crystals used to buff the enemies are more common in this stage than they were in the last one when they were introduced. Those are going to be a staple from now on. They're going to be a common recurring thing. They weren't just a stage hazard specific to the last level we did. And then, of course, what makes it even trickier are the plethora of all the hidden doors built into the walls. They do a lot in a small space that way. I really, really like those kinds of levels. The dense and very compact ones. So right now, I think this is the one I want to go through. That will lead us back here to a green Amrita crystal buffing up what would have been an ambush of two ninja. I think that will just lead back to where we were. A lot of the revolving doors built into the walls will often just allow you to backtrack a little bit. And also, oh, maybe need medium stance for that. Also, speaking of shortcuts, we have our first major shortcut of the level leading back to the shrine that we started at. I also just love the art design for this level. There's a small chunk that takes place out in the yard here, but most of it is inside the mansion, which is pretty lovely. I find that there aren't that many indoor levels in Nioh. There aren't even that many indoor sections, to be honest. Now, where was the one ninja I shot in the head? Up in the tree. Is that him? I think that one's further away. No, that's a different one. So I lost track of the one in the tree, unless he fell out of the tree and fell to his death. No, he was shooting at me a second or two ago, so that didn't happen. But he's no longer firing, which is odd. Oh, he's up in the guard tower. Wait, I could have sworn there was one up in a tree, though. I could just be wrong, because that one's on the balcony. We'll see in a second. Come on, fire another one. There you go. Yeah, I guess that was the one, because I only took the one follow-up shot. They've not been died in one arrow to the head so far. Might be time to upgrade the bow a little bit. I've been neglecting that. We have another Kodama disguised amongst the brush back here. And aside from that corpse pickup, nothing left to do on the ground floor for the time being. So instead, we'll come up here. There are a couple of drop downs to make from here. You can also see a shrine from across the way. Do not neglect this guy. He's You see the red aura, he's being buffed by an Amrita crystal. He's also I think, a rifle or a hand cannon user. So he will do significant damage to you, should he actually hit you. Okay, you're gonna fall down there. I'm gonna ignore him for a second. I think we drop down right here is the ideal way to go about this, so that we can pick up the Kodama on this run through, and then we fall down to the bottom with the Amrita Fiend, the Crystal, and the Ninja who just fell. Now, if we're lucky, yeah, because the Ninja runs over, we don't have to aggro the Fiend. Oh my god, that twirl is so good! I wish it did as much stamina damage as a proper kick. That would be so sick. Okay, with him down, I think we're just gonna focus fire the crystal. One spearfall combo. And remember, that leads to the death of anything that it was buffing. They're life linked like that. And also there was another Kodama on the ground floor, which was being concealed by some breakables that just got smashed up during the fight. Okay, so for the last time, we'll come up here, and yeah, I think it's worth resting at the shrine now. We'll also open up a shortcut that leads back to the shrine much later on. But since we're moving forward, there's no reason not to rest at the shrine and get our free XP. And we're back inside for the time being. Actually, pretty much for the remainder of the level. There are some bamboo spikes on the floor and some ninja that are impaled on the ceiling. Which is very curious. The layout of this part of the stage gets rather cool and surreal. Whoa. Second and third hits whiff. Again. I'm not spacing the spear. Fuck. Spearfall correctly. This is okay. This is okay. This is fine. We need to do a little bit of crowd control. But we have a damn fine weapon for crowd control. Oh, and the ninja joined us. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Need more crowd control than ever. Bump, bump. First two hits are really nice. The third one is the overhead, which is not as useful for crowd control. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, that light attack in medium stance is a beautiful, beautiful button. I like big buttons. Now now that we're out of the thick of it a bit, here's where this looks really odd, right? Like there are more ninjas impaled on the underside of the catwalk up here. There are chests that you can see, ladders, boxes on the ceiling, and the floor below is visibly the ceiling of the room. Also, are you ready for the best feature? Oh no, we didn't get to see it. Oh, we'll see more of it. Oh, Nioh's got a wonderful ass feature that we just couldn't take advantage of because he hit us off of the rafters. So we're gonna twirl him and stick him. So anyway, this room is clearly upside down. Now let's see this feature, now that we've had another ninja ambush up here. You notice that we're just swinging away, and even though our moveset carries William forward, he's not falling off of the rafters? Oh, it's the best. It's the best feature slash mechanic in all of Nioh. We get some toad imagery up here. Oops, it's not the thing I need to hit. And one of these. As soon as we did that, the entire mansion shook, and we heard toads croaking. And now, things appear to be right side up again. So we've solved that little puzzle. We're gonna deal with him. I think we can barely get his face. Oh, he just died. Sometimes what'll happen is you'll hit him, not kill him, but he will stumble a bit and just eat shit on the floor below. Now we have this guy again. So the best feature in all of Nioh is that you cannot fall off of an edge, whether that be a cliff or narrow catwalks, while you are attacking. Your attacks cannot carry you off of a cliff. Holy shit, the degree of comfort and security that adds to fighting is so big. I would sacrifice an orphanage under an Eclipse to have that feature in Dark Souls 1 in Anor Londo. When you're doing the right after you fight the first gargoyle, when you're doing the rafter walk with all of the stupid ass painted world warriors, the painted world guardians. If I could have had that feature back then, first time I had to do that, it shaved years off of my life. It's so stressful. Deal with the spoder real quick. We're gonna open this up, and probably nothing too big in it. It's one of my major gripes with Nioh is the itemization, which is leading to me not caring about pickups most of the time. This was the bamboo spike trap from before, and you can now see that things are right side up again. How those ninja who were impaled on the ceiling before got that way. Now with that door open, you can see where we're going back to. We're going back to the shrine that we saw before. So that's the second major shortcut of the level. And since we have some spare Amrita, may as well catch up to what I believe the recommended level for the mission was. Okay, now we can have some fun. This part of the mission is the most replete with those hidden walls that we got introduced to a while back. There are several. This part of the level is a labyrinth. Add to that the very, very many breakable walls. There's quite a bit going on here. There is, for instance, a ninja ambush. There's one clinging to the ceiling in the corner. I think we can probably... That's bullshit that we can't shoot him down before the ambush starts. Okay, let's trigger him then. Just an abundance of ways to get ambushed in this level. From all angles. And because we see the scuffs on the floor, we know that those two walls can be pushed. Those don't open from this side. This one does. And is this the progress one? No. This is not the progress one. This led us back out. So to move forward, we want to come this way and go in. Let's see. This one will wind up being another shortcut. The one we want to take is in this room. So if you're at the start of the room, that one was to the far right. And now we have progress again. We know there's an Amrita crystal around buffing the ninja somewhere. But it's not within our reach yet. And as soon as you approach that partition, you'll be ambushed by that ninja. Who is not being buffed, strangely enough. Let's see, more etchings. Those ones lead back to the room we just came from. There is one set in here. This will also lead back to the room you were just in. This one, I think, no, it's one in this room somewhere. Leads to a Kodama. I think it's this one. It's a hallway that, yeah, this just loops back on itself. And this is the room that we were literally just in like 5 seconds ago. The one from which the ninja ambushed us. And last but not least, there's also a Narakabe in here. Let's start with a high five. Everybody loves a high five. He did not, so we're gonna go hostile with him. That seemed to work. And the final Kodama of the mission is just chilling out behind the Narakabe near the hot spring. Where all the other Kodama are just chilling out, having a good time. And yeah, the buff you get from the hot spring is, in fact, minor health regeneration. But it seems to last a while. If not permanent, until you either die or rest at a shrine or something. Or complete the level. There's another pressure plate on the floor to avoid, and an Amrita crystal, which would have been buffing enemies, except that they're all dead now. And more of these hidden walls. Hidden doors built into the walls, rather. This one just leads us back out into that hallway. Otherwise, you would have been trapped in that room. And this hall here is the final approach to the boss of the level, which I think is quite dope. And more toad statues. So Giant Toad is the coolest. Giant Toad is the best. He might actually be my favorite boss. Certainly one of my favorite designs. And he grows on me every time I see him. And he's got a very traditional design too. This is a class of yokai called Ogama, which I actually had a fairly tough time finding information about in English. Even though I've seen this style of giant toad depicted like this before, complete with a smoking pipe, the spear, what are those types of belts called? The big rope belts. I know, I've seen them a lot, but I couldn't find out what they are either. So, at about 3/4 of his health left, he will start using ninjutsu, as well as his spear combos. So he'll throw the paralytic fields down, he will throw bombs at you, which are a lot like Cinder's bombs in KI, in that if they hit you, they stick to you, and if you're not blocking after a few seconds, once you get stuck with a bomb, it will explode and stagger you. So you have to block it, or else he'll be able to get a combo off on you. And they'll also blow out like the impurity. Oh shit! The impurity realm from his pipe. I got a little bit overeager last time. This seems to be a habit I'm developing in the last few boss fights. Is just getting a little bit cocky at the end. And not respecting the huge amount of damage they can output. I also love how when you run out of stamina for the first time in the fight, he starts shit-talking you. Does that throughout the fight, he does that in the beginning of the fight. Yeah. Dude, he's the coolest. He's got a really good moveset. Whacks you with the pipe sometimes. That's one of the more dangerous things he does because it can have a weird hitbox. I just have to respect the 3-hit combo. The 2 horizontal sweeps into the thrust. Oh my god, you're so cool, Giant Toad! Yeah, this is up there right with Yukiana. That'll be a good chance to get a hit or two. The pipe. Respect the pipe. Oh, shit. Normally that's not too hard to avoid, but every now and then it can catch you. Oh! Just barely got that heal off in time. Oh, he also has a grab attack that you'll occasionally see with his tongue, where he will swallow you and spit you out, big gulp style. Damn, if only that fight could last a little longer. Love the giant toad. Is there a spear like his in the game? Like a Yari type spear? So the toad was Hattori Hanzo's father. We're gonna see that again for one or two upcoming bosses. Parents of significant characters turning into yōkai that we have to fight. And that's gonna do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.